Hello, everyone. Today's topic is effective communication. What we'll learn today is different ways many people communicate. You will learn and understand healthy communication techniques. You will also have ways to strengthen communication to create positive outcomes. My name is Dr. Yolonda Young Simmons, and effective communication is necessary. It promotes good relations. It resolves conflict, is a very important tool that is overlooked and misunderstood. And that's why we're having this topic today, effective communication. What does effective mean? What does it mean? It means good at something, accomplish the goal exactly how it should. That's being effective, accomplishing it exactly how it should. Communication is a two-way process of exchanging information. And I said it is successful to accomplish its goal, and it's a two-way conversation to reach that goal. It's two ways of expressing your ideas, your thoughts, your feelings, and it creates a shared meaning. And once you get that shared meaning, then you can accomplish the goal because it's effective in communication. Let's define what conflict is. It's a serious disagreement, a fight, a battle. Everybody have opposing opinions, opposing ideas. It can arise from several reasons. A conflict could be a clash of interest. The basis of conflict, it could be personal, racial, stereotype, or political conflict. But conflict is normal. Conflict is a way of life because we're all different. We're all perceived different. Our values are different. Our needs and perceptions are different. So conflict can be very uncomfortable because we're all so different. But it's normal. Conflict is normal. Yet, how we communicate determines whether that conflict becomes destructive or productive. And that's what we want to talk about today. We want to define how it is to have conflict, and we also want to take conflict and tension to collaboration, that we learn how to communicate better. And when we do, we can have a more effective communication in the workplace, in our lives, in anything we do. Common at the workplace could be heavy workloads, miscommunication, different personality, fatigue, just several reasons. But I need my document now. This is what one person is telling this person. The information on the report was not correct. They're pointing the fingers. They're not happy with this person at work. I need you to stay late to complete it. But effective communication said her thoughts are, if they only knew that my computer broke down. So she did not communicate properly what the problem was. Different personality, miscommunication, maybe she was fatigued. Whatever the case may be, we need effective communication at the workplace, and it can avoid some problem areas. And let's talk about some of these problem areas. Conflict triggers emotions. If you aren't comfortable with your emotions or able to manage them in times of stress, you won't be able to manage them during conflict successfully. So if you don't know how to manage those things now, then when conflict shows up, you won't be able to manage it. Poor communication has several qualifications in it. That's a lack of trust, conflict, lack of understanding, personal differences or resisting change, information deficiency, egos, unconscious biases. Oh, how many times we run across that. Cultural differences or values. We have to understand that people are not communicating properly one to another because they may have all of these lists. You can put it on pause if you need to and look at it and just do an internal understanding of yourself. Are you part of the problem for poor communication? Do you have a lack of trust? Is there an ego that you need to resolve? So let's talk about that. We need tools to fix the mess we're in. And one of the first things I suggest is that we look in the mirror. What area do I take responsibility for in communication? Because everybody communicate differently. We all do. We share the information and we need to support one another. We need to focus and realize that we have to accept responsibility also if necessary. And we need to work on options for resolution. Let's think about resolution, not just stay in gossip mode or he say, she say, they did. Not there. Let's not stay there. Let's look in the mirror at ourselves. Let's see what we can do about ourselves and accept who we are and then move on. Because ways you communicate effectively, express yourself without drama. Don't go in expecting drama or argument. Accept others. Use the right words and forgive. Think before you speak. But one of the biggest things, I could have made the circle a little bit bigger on forgive. We need to forgive others. We need to understand that we don't always communicate properly and we may be holding a grudge. It may be a grudge against that person or someone else. But whatever it is, when you look in the mirror and you can express yourself without trauma or drama, you have to forgive others and move on so that you can communicate effectively. Healthy communication involves several tools. Positive body language, you have to have good body language when you're talking to someone. You don't want to have a negative body language, your arms folded, and you say you're coming in there to communicate, but you're really not. You're holding on to your own ego. You need to be an active listener. You have to avoid assumptions. And you have to listen, be professional. Also, support the staff and have healthy boundaries. Do those things. If you can do those things, then you won't just be talking out of a megaphone and not hearing anything, because that's actually what's happening. We want active listening. We want you to pull back after you've looked in that mirror and you've calmed yourself down. You see what part you've played. Pray about it. Take it into prayer. Lord, how can I fix this situation that has gotten so uncomfortable for me? What can I do to improve? And one of the things we do, if you're a supervisor, you lead by example. You have to lead by example. You have to take care of your own dirty laundry first and listen without interrupting a person. Validate their feelings without agreeing. You just have to say, I hear you. If you're an active listener, you can say, I hear you. Be respectful and offer other solutions if you guys can get together. If you say, let's communicate, I think there's a problem. Let's talk if they're ready to talk. If they're not ready to talk, then you have to understand you have to give them some time. And sometimes that time that you give them, you could be working on yourself. Let's start there. Work on self first. And I can go back to the slide that says, look in the mirror. Work on yourself first and then come in love and peace. Go from conflict to collaboration. This will help build stronger relationships. Coming together is a beginning. Keeping it together is a process. It's progress. Working together is success. And that's what we want. We want you to listen to understand. We want you to communicate respectfully. We want you to support one another, focus on solutions, and not that no two people are alike. Diversity is very important in our society today, but we want to avoid a conflict because when we operate as a team, we can get more done. If you're a team member in your family, if it's in a relationship at work, if it's in with a spouse, a loved one, teamwork will make the dream work because you can love your neighbor as you love yourself. That's what the Bible tells us. It's one of the greatest commandments we're given by God. And we have to love ourselves. We have to love others. We have to love God first, ourselves second, and then we love others as we will love ourselves. That's what God commands us to do. And we need to do it, and we need to do it with joy. And we need to find out what we need to take personal inventory of ourselves, that we could eliminate the stress, we can eliminate the pressures, the tension, the conflict, and we can just walk in love. We can just walk in love. And that's what we need to do as individuals, to walk in love. Thank you so very much for joining us. We really appreciate you. If you'd like to add a comment, please do so. We want you to like it and subscribe. But remember, God uses ordinary people to do extraordinary things, and God could be using you to do something extraordinary. So please don't limit God. Walk by faith and not by sight. Thank you for joining us. Have a great day because God is a good God. Thank you so much.